Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, you know what? It's been a little while since I've been nervous about a match, and I think we have a match here to be nervous about. We're in Hong Kong against Kitchee. We're in front of what is probably a record crowd for them. This is the first leg of the AFC, I think it's the AFC East final. And we could use a big performance here. The last time we had a match like this, we were in North Korea. This time, I'm a little bit worried because this is a fully professional team that we're playing against, and we're still kind of like the green kids on the block. Let's see what we can do. We have this ball nicely passed around the back. Ling Guando with it over again to Chen Zhaoan. And he's looking for Ling Guando, can't find him, but it's Zhou Hongyi in the back who's able to go back and save that one. I'm trying to figure out why it is I have Zhou Hongyi starting. I think that it's because Cotter Bamba is out because of too many yellow cards. That's Yu Wei knocking that one free. And so we have a couple of these guys you don't necessarily would consider to be our first team playing, but this is the way it is. Zhou Hongyi with it in the back, and that's really, really bad from him. And that's almost a goal right off the start, but Wang Chi Xing is offside. And so there it is. That was a really poor pass there by Zhou Hongyi. I'm not quite sure who he's trying to hit there. I'm not quite sure I understand what he's trying to do. And he better not be too bad because I think we just renewed his contract. This is Zhen Zhaoan with it over to Huang Guanda. It's knocked away from him. Menegong back to Huang Guanda. Huang Guanda brings this up forward. So the reason why we renewed Zhou Hongyi's contract a second ago is because he's been playing really well. When we look overall at his season statistics, he's been doing better and better with each season. And I think, we've got to reward that. Here's Huang Guanda all alone, and he scores, and it's 1-0 Mars FC, and they're going to call that onside, and that is onside. And so my nerves are feeling a little bit better now as we're 10 minutes into this match. You can see our contingent and our strong contingent it is. They're behind the goal going absolutely nuts. And we're hoping for maybe a repeat of what we saw last year, get a big win here on the road, and then go back home and this time not blow it. That's the hope. We'll see what happens. If it were that easy, then it wouldn't be much fun watching the videos, would it? Live ball alone over to Zhou Hongyi, down to Ling Guanda and Daye. Zhou Hongyi with another really poor pass. Tsai Xiangwei with it over to Menegong. Menegong knocks his forward, looking for Ling Guanda. He wins it back over to Zhen Zhaoan. And his shot is deflected, and that's going to be another corner. So we're really piling it on here in the early going. I'm pretty impressed with this. Here's Menegong with this corner. He steps back, goes up and fires, looking for Cai Yuting, and it's headed away. It's going to be out for a throw, another offensive throw for us. So we've done all right. We're 15 minutes into this match. I keep forgetting to go back and to fix up the corners, and maybe I should do that one of these days. Yu Wei with this over to Cai Yuting, Tendai down to Huang Guanda. And he's passed that forward from Menegong, who hesitated and then put on the speed over to Huang Guanda. Menegong did a good job in hesitating and sort of getting the defenders off of him. And it did lead to a shot, but unfortunately that was blocked as they are kind of playing a little bit park the bus there in the back. Geez, you got a whole line of people there. Leibold in with two good saves, and Zhou Hongyi knocks that one out for a corner. That was actually a good play by Zhou Hongyi. And Leibold looked a lot better. They're making those saves. I've had my criticisms of Leibold on and on as we've been here with Mars FC, as you've noticed. But the game at least tells me that he seems to be a really, really good goalkeeper. He seems to be improving, and that was a very good series of stops by him, and that kind of proves it. So we'll see what happens. The transfer window just opened, which is why Wu Jiaoan is still on the team. He's about to depart. We're going to probably just release him. Zhou Hongyi with this in the back over to Yu Wei. We're also preparing this club for eventually going fully professional, so a good percentage of our players are on pro contracts, or they're making money, that is, but they're all part-time contracts, of course, and there's Wang Chi Xing who scores that goal, and you could see that one coming. And I've got to blame Zhou Hongyi there in the back who's been having a really, really poor match. And so, we will tell Ndaye to mark him. This is Zhou Hongyi, who is behind him and who's not playing very well. So we're going to try to make a little bit of an adjustment, see if that helps us stem the bleeding a little bit. Zhou Hongyi is a very, very worrying player for me. Everybody says he's just not good enough, and I've had probably a lot more faith in him than I really should. There's Ndaye over to Nene, who takes a shot from range, and that one, unfortunately, just keeps rising and won't come back down. And so it's out for another goal kick. Let's see if we can win this in midfield. We do. Ndaye wins it over to Huang Guanda, to Menegong. Huang Guanda with it. Back to Menegong, Cai Yuting. Over to Zhou Hongyi. Tsai Yuting again. Over to Menegong. Menegong hesitates a little bit, then brings it forward, then stops. Tsai Yuting. Tsai Yuting over to Ndaye. Back to Tsai Yuting. Over to Menegong. And he does a little hesitation move again. We've inched it forward a little bit, and Tsai Yuting now has moved it back. And so we will send it back to Leiboldon, now to Zhou Hongyi over to Tsai Yuting. That's another poor pass by Zhou Hongyi. And that is a good forward ball over to Tsai Xiangwei, who scores the goal. He's always going to score that one. That's his first of this year. And it's 2-1 for Mars FC. We like to have Tsai Xiangwei on our team, and Tsai Yuting, who is another defender that everybody's telling me is not good enough to play for our team, has shown that he does bring a lot of value to the team. He is our captain. He's our team leader. I think he's our captain. He's the team leader is what we have in terms of our hierarchy. And so he definitely gives us a lot. There's Menegong with this free kick, looking for Huang Guanda, can't quite find him, and now we got to get back. And I think that's Ndaye who went in front of his man there. That's exactly what we want him to do. We're asking a lot of Ndaye, though, and man, oh man, that's Wang Qixing again getting the rebound there, and they're going to call that offside. That's a ridiculous call. That's a ridiculous call. It was Zhou Hongyi who made the mistake here. Zhou Hongyi is trying to guard him. He's onside. That's a bad call. That's just a bad call. He was onside. So we get away with one there. Zhou Hongyi had better watch out, and he might come off here a little bit early because I'm not impressed with what I'm seeing. Another ball forward for Tsai Xiangwei, but this time he can't quite get to it, and that's won by Yu Wei. Ling Guanda to Tsai Xiangwei, back to Zhou Hongyi, over to Ling Guanda to Nene. Passes it down to Tsai Xiangwei, and he takes a monstrous shot and scores that one. That's 2 for him. I told you we had a winner. When we picked this guy up, you go back and you watch. It's been about a year, maybe less than that, since we picked him up, in-game that is. When we picked him up, I said he is going to be a star, and you can see that the star here is starting to rise. This guy looks wild. This guy looks amazing. I should mention that Silla is not on the team. He's injured. He got injured in one of the early friendlies or something like that. He got injured somewhere along the line, and so he's got to sit it out. But I'm not so convinced that we're really going to miss him that much. Good match from a lot of these guys. I like how we've dominated possession, but there is one change that I really do want to make, and he's probably going to be upset about it, but Zhou Hongyi probably has to come off here. The one I really want to put in is this Ye Yu Wei, who's new. I'm not quite sure, though, if he's quite ready yet, so we're going to put Liu Chunjie on. Ye Yu Wei demanded a relatively high contract, and so we're going to need to give him some game time, and I'm not sure if right now is necessarily the time to experiment with a guy who's not really used to how we play. He did play in a number of friendlies, and I think he's been all right. Menegong wins that in midfield over to Nene, and there's Ndaye. Oh, man, that was a golden chance to add to the lead, and it just didn't work. Still 3-1 for Mars FC. Zhou Hongyi probably not, Zhou Yiwei probably not, whatever his name is. Zhou Hongyi is his name. Probably a little bit upset that I had him come off. Liu Chunjie, that was, I think, a better player overall. Here's Menegong there on the right side. Notches that forward over to Nene, whose shot is right on target and is saved directly by their keeper. So Nene having also a pretty good match. We got to be careful here because they've gotten behind us, and Yu Wei is able to head that over to Leiboldon and does a pretty good job with it. Leiboldon throws over to Tsai Yuting. Knocks that one forward, looking for Nene, can't find it, but Ndaye is there. Perfect to Huang Guanda. It knocks it forward a little bit, kind of a strange first touch. Tsai Yuting with it now to Liu Chunjie. And that's pass forward, looking for Nene, and it's just a little bit too far in front of him. Nene is trying to hustle, and can't get there. Ling Guanda now over to Nene, Tsai Xiangwei, and he's got Huang Guanda behind the defense. That was a really, really good save there by the keeper, and boy, I thought that was pretty impressive. Menegong now knocks this one over for Liu Chunjie, and his header is just too high and is out for a goal kick. That was an impressive save. I've got to say that was good because I thought for sure we were going to get the goal here and we were going to be up by 3. And here's Nene with the header, and he ends up hitting the post. And so this means it'll be another goal kick for them. That's the end of the highlight. So we're doing all right. Tsai Yuting probably not having the best game of his life. You can see him there kind of struggling. And Zhen Zhaoan is about to come off. I think we're probably going to take him off. He's been a good player ever since coming on, but occasionally he has these spells where he's not quite as good as he could be. It may be because it's a big match. I don't know. Yu Wei over to Zhen Zhaoan. Zhen Zhaoan down to Ndaye. Over and forward for Nene, and he scores, but he's way offside. And so that's kind of a shame. It would have been nice to get that goal for Nene. Jen Zhaoan is going to come off, and we're going to put Jen Jinliang on. And I think that Tsai Yuting probably will come off as well, and we'll put out the new guy. So we'll take another look here at Ye Yu Wei. Now that we're up by 2, we just hope that we don't give up any strange goals. But we'll take a look at the kid. Here's Menegong. He's only 17. Menegong over to Liu Chunjie, whose header, again, is just a little bit too high. We have a pretty good batch of young players. This strategy of just buying young players off of other teams has seemed to work so far, and Ye Yu Wei is happy to be on. So we're delighted to give him the chance to make his debut. I know he was a little bit tired. He was playing with the under-18s in a friendly. Actually, everybody was a little while ago. That's how Silla got injured all of a sudden. I'm wondering what happened. Well, for some reason, we had him playing with the under-18s. Ling Guando over to Nene. I think it's what happens when you tell them to use unfit players to play for the U team. Menegong over to Ye Yu Wei. Back to Menegong. Over to Ndaye now. Huang Guanda. And he turns around, takes a shot, and it was a little bit ill-advised. He had more time than he thought. He's trying to do a real fancy thing, and instead of that, we just want to do the simple thing and try to score a goal. Ye Yu Wei wins that over to Menegong. Ye Yu Wei looks good. Menegong brings this up, and Menegong didn't look very good there. Now we got to get back. And back. And fortunately, we're able to force a really poor shot from them. 3-1, we continue to have this lead. And let's see if we can hold on just a little bit more. And we have Lai Bolun kicking off to Liu Chunjie, and that's it. And we've won this one. That was a fairly comfortable victory for us. XG was not so comfortable. We had 1.43 to their 1.18, but we dominated possession. We had all the shots, and we scored all the goals. I do think that we have just simply better players than they do, but we'll see what happens in the return leg. We've got to be careful because it's only a 2-goal advantage. I would have preferred for the third or even a fourth goal. I would be goals number 4 or 5, actually, but we'll see what happens. I'm not going to complain too much about this one. Another one's in the books, and let's see if we can beat them one more time and move on. I'll talk to you later. Bye.